What up guys, Fojo here, and today I'm coming to you with another New World video. Today's video will be going over a few tips to help you make money without even leaving town in New World. All you gotta do is look at the market, check out your storage, and do a few other things to make some money without having to even venture outside of the cities. And now, to start off with, we're going to be checking out our storages to see what all we put in there that we have forgotten about or we may not realize we have in our storage. And now, there can be things like craft mods that are worth a lot of money that you will have forgotten about because you kind of get these and just kind of pile them into a certain storage and forget that they're there, or you could have put it in a different storage and forgotten it was over there instead of where it normally would be. Make sure to go and check out where all these different craft mods have been because a lot of these are worth some decent money. You can make some good profit there. Now the next tip is going to be investing in the market and different pieces that could make you a lot of money over time and that could double in price, triple in price, and make you a lot of money down the road. And now a lot of these items tend to be event items like the rabbit feet or turkey legs or juniper berries. A lot of these things over time will go up because people will need these items down the road and will have to have them, but they will only be available from a few people that have saved them up and are selling them after the fact, making them go up in price because there's less of them and there's less people selling them. By buying up a bunch of rabbit feet on the event when it happened, I was able to triple and quadruple my money that I invested into it and sell rabbit feet for 300 to 400 gold when I bought them for 100 or less when the event was going on. And turkey legs were the same way. You were able to get them for pretty cheap, and the prices on those will tend to go up a little bit. They're not as valuable as the rabbit's feet, but the first time they came through, a huge price jump happened and they were worth a lot more than they were during the event. And so things like this are good to watch, and if they're cheap enough, buy up a bunch, hang on to them, and a few months down the road, just drop them on the market, make a little bit of profit. With the rabbit feet, I was able to make a couple 100,000 gold pretty easy without doing much other than buying up a bunch of cheap rabbit feet and selling them off later. I'm going to attempt juniper berries and see how they go, but they may not do as well because they are useful. They are a tier 5 food, but they aren't super viable or needed for a lot of things. But event items are definitely good to go after, and the same goes for patterns. So if you get a pattern for a certain piece of armor or weapon, that will definitely go up in price once the event is over, and if you hang on to that, it'll definitely go up. It's an initial cost of putting your time in and getting those different pieces of patterns and being able to sell them down the road. After that, they will go up in price because people will be wanting them and needing them. If they have a really good set of perks on them, then people will be buying them later on because they want those specific perks and can't get them. And after that, we have a pretty simple way to make money, but it's also one that people seem to not bother with a lot of the time. So if you're going to craft something or do a bunch of an item and try and level up a skill or go for aptitude crates, a good thing to do is slow buy a lot of the things you need. This can save you a ton of gold in the end of things if you plan out what you're wanting to do. If you want to get your furnishing to 200 or 220 or something, you need a bunch of materials. The best way to go about doing that is slow buying a bunch of materials and getting them all ready to go and trying to look ahead and know what you need to do. That way you can save a ton of money before you even go into the skill, because slow buying does take time and it could take up complete storage spaces that you would need to have for other things. So it takes a commitment of storage and money going into it, as well as making sure you know what you're doing ahead of time and planning things out. But in the long run, it could save you a ton of gold and keep you from wasting money by buying things really quickly if you need them, and the prices that are way higher than they probably should be. You spending the gold because you have to have the resources to get what you want done. And now this is kind of similar to this last tip, and this one is watch for different ways to make money on the market. There are lots of ways to do it. You can flip items if you happen to see something super low, and you can flip it back onto the market for a good price, or you can buy items to craft, refine, and then flip that and turn around and sell that for a profit as well. There aren't huge profits in this, but if you catch the market at the right time, you can make a lot of gold and get some really cheap resources to save you money down the road as well. Checking the market for these prices on things doesn't take very long. You just kind of go through the lowest pages on sales right now and see if there's anything out of place or you think shouldn't be there. Check the price on it, buy it up quick, and then flip it over to sell again, or buy up some resources refine them, craft them, and then sell those as well. Being able to pay attention to the market and keep an eye on things, remember the prices on different items, will allow you to make money without even thinking about it. You just automatically know the price on something, buy it up, and resell it because you know that you can make a profit there and understand the market enough to know that that price is a little off from where it should be. This last tip is going to be a simple one, but is also kind of one that people probably overlook or don't think about as much. So timing is very important on the market on here. If you sell things during the day, you will sell it pretty quick usually, but you're usually going to be selling it at a lower price than you would overnight, because during the day people are buying a lot of different materials and crafting and working on things, whereas if you sell it at night, people will have to buy whatever materials are there. There's a lot less people harvesting and putting materials in the market, so there's a lot fewer items that they can purchase, so they will be buying whatever's available in order to keep crafting or doing whatever they're doing. So listing things at night on New World will make you a little bit more gold and keep you from losing out on some if you want to sell those during the day. So if you have a place to save up your materials and not sell them until later in the afternoon or night, you will make a little bit more money because people will have to buy them at night and really won't have much of a choice. Now, I'm not saying overprice it, because you're still going to make only a few extra cents or a little bit extra gold on each of these. But if you're selling lots of different items, the gold will stack up over time and you'll make extra cash here that you wouldn't have had selling it during the day. Now, a lot of these tips aren't game-changing tips and things that will make you millions of gold, but these are things that will save you a little bit of gold over time, will make you gold without even thinking about it. You just got to get into the practice of doing a few extra steps when selling things and looking at the market and making sure you know where things are on the market, prices of different items, and knowing what's valuable, what's not, and when to sell things. I appreciate you guys being here and listening to me talk about a few tips to make you some money without even leaving the town in New World. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you guys could like the video and subscribe to the channel, I would truly appreciate that. About 90% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so if you could hit that button, it would truly help me out, and I would really appreciate it. We'll have more videos out soon. I hope to see you there.